Hello everyone, and it is finally happening. I am getting Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Rodimus Prime, and absolutely this figure is amazing. So this is just gonna be a quick view of the box. Right here we can see Rodimus in his vehicle mode, his robot form, Rodimus Prime, Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron trilogy. He is a commander class. This is my first commander class I ever gotten, and I will absolutely love this figure. I have not taken him out of the packaging just yet, but I could already tell this figure is going to be good. He comes with the Matrix Leadership, Blast Effects, Matrix Blast Effect, Primus's sword, his blaster, and he transforms into his awesome looking trailer mode. Right here, that same Kingdom backdrop we saw there, and that was Rodimus Prime's box. So time to crack this bad boy out of the box and see what awaits us inside of legendary Rodimus Prime. And so here we have Rodimus Prime in his vehicle mode as it is shown in the packaging that I showed you a few seconds ago. And actually, when you get him out of the packaging, he will be in his sports car mode as well as his like full-on truck mode right here. The truck mode, like I'm gonna call him an RV. His RV component is untransformed inside the box, and he is perfectly transformed into his car mode, and all of his accessories are in a bag. So before we untransform Hot Rod, do some vehicle comparisons and everything, I just want to show you some of the accessories that come with him. Those being multiple blast effects. So these two black blast effects actually go on these steam pipes right here, indicating that Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime, as you prefer, is going really fast. That there's smoke and steam coming out of his pipes and everything. And then he does come with multiple blast effects, mostly I believe the Omega Supreme mold, but all in a blue color. So as we have them all right here, we have this base one right here, which is just one big piece, although I always thought it was two pieces, but nope, it is just one piece. We have this other base one that is one piece as well, this one that looks like a skinnier one, this other smaller skinnier one, and 3 tip blast effects. So if you want to combine all blast effects, you could simply just get the base one, get the second base one, get this middle base, after that get this pointed one right here, and then just have this one of the points right here, and then you have a really cool blast effect right here. And to incorporate them, you could incorporate them anywhere on Hot Rod. And for storage, these two extra ones I like to keep on the back of the RV right here. I just like to keep them right here because they do look like Hot Rod was going really fast. There's fire coming out of him like that. For the storage for the blast effects, you could simply open the RV mode, which I'll show you later. To store the blast effects, there are many areas to put it, but I will show you how to put them in and everything. And some of the other accessories that he comes with is this long blaster, this sniper blaster thing. I think that this looks nice and everything. It looks nice, sculpted really nice. The black detailing and everything, the black paint applications and everything on this mold is good for the sniper. For the Matrix blast effect, honestly, let's just say I don't really like this blast effect due to the fact that it's a hard plastic and not a rubbery type of plastic like these blast effects or the Studio Series Matrix blast effect, which I'll bring in later for a comparison. I do not like this one because this one could break if you like try to snap it or anything, and I don't really like that Matrix blast effect that comes included with Rodimus Prime. And now for one of the final accessories that does come with him is the Sword of Primus. I was not expecting this. This is actually really cool to incorporate on Rodimus Prime, even though they didn't have to. I really do love that they did incorporate this. So with the accessories being covered and all, let me show you some of the features that Hot Rod does have in his RV mode. So having the RV and Hot Rod being removed, well, Rodimus Prime and the RV component being removed, I'm just going to call it an RV. You could call it trailer mode or whatever. I'm just going to call it an RV because it kind of looks like an RV. I will show you some of the cool features and untransform his trailer / RV component. So one of the cool features here is that this little area can contain the Matrix blast effect, so I will personally leave this in here for forever. Like, I'll just mostly leave it in here because I don't really like how it looks like on the Matrix all that much, which I'll show you how it looks like on later. And then for more storage, you could get these black smoke blast effects right here. Simply gonna put them in like so, like that, and then do the same process to the other one, and there we have them attached really well. Although they will like eventually fall off and everything, but you gotta attach it really well. So I'll just keep them in. I'll just keep the Matrix blast effect in here for now because I don't really like it. I'll just keep it somewhere where I won't see it. Just keep it in there. And now taking a look at the detailing, we can see some fire detailing, the Autobot logo up there. We can see some smokestacks detailing, and then the same thing will apply to the other side except the Autobot logo. And now for the transformation of Hot Rod's RV mode. So simply what you're gonna have to do is just simply get this out. After that, you're gonna have to make sure that this does unfold out like that, and this part unfolds out like this. And here is Hot Rod's RV mode fully transformed, and we can see that he does come with a really cool cannon right here, and honestly it does look really nice. It was packaged separately inside his whole box and everything, and I think it's really cool, the detailing on it. Let me just take it off right here so that you can see how it looks like. The detailing on it, just looking through the camera, looks nice. That this silver highlights that they put here with the regular black plastic right here looks like it's been fired multiple times and that it's wearing down and everything. And to transform it, its transformation is like kind of like a little tank mode, so you could have it like pew, pew, like that, and then you could just simply unfold it like this, bring out the handles, and to protect Hot Rod or any other Autobots firing on the Decepticons, put these little shields right here, and it does look really cool. It does have two tabs right here that are mostly just to put it to store it right there and just to keep it secure. So I'll just have this tab right here. Just gonna insert it like so in that center slot, and then there you have it ready to fire on any Decepticons or any enemies coming across Hot Rod. And now for the blast effect storage, well, we simply have like multiple variety of blast effects here. So you could simply just put some right here. Well, I do like to keep the smaller ones on the cannon right here, which does look really cool. And I believe you could also get the smallest. You could also get the third smaller one and put it in the center, although I don't think that's possible. But I think that this looks really nice. How this whole cannon area looks like. You could have this these parts all scattered all around, so that it could look like it's blowing up or it has been fired on and whatnot. So anyways, and for this area you can store tiny little items like the blast effects. Probably these smoke blast effects are here. You could just store them in there if you wanted to, and then just close this so that it looks like everything is stored inside there. And for the weapon, you could just simply just put it on Rodimus's vehicle, his car form, or anywhere else. So now, speaking of Rodimus and his car form, let's do a comparison of Rodimus's car form and his car form connected with the trailer and other Transformers that have trailers and whatnot. And here for a size comparison between Rodimus Prime and other Autobots such as Hot Rod, Optimus, Ultra Magnus, Wheeljack, and Huffer, we can see that this is actually G1 accurate to how he appeared in the 1980 show, and like we always saw that he was his RV mode was bigger, and we always saw that when Hot Rod turned into Rodimus Prime, he did advance in a lot of stuff. So I'll do a separate comparison between these two a little bit in a few seconds. For a comparison, for Rodimus Prime and other Autobots, we can see Huffer is incredibly small, so is Wheeljack, and just to get them out of the picture for a bit, and we have Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus being compared to Rodimus Prime, and we can nearly see that they are roughly enough the same size, nearly enough the same size, in terms of like length, but I believe Optimus Prime is just like the shortest one out of these three that do appear right here. So I'm just gonna move the camera a little bit more up, and we can see that Rodimus Prime is actually quite bigger than Optimus or Ultra Magnus. So I really do like that, and it really pays off the $85 you are going to spend when you do buy this figure. So if you want to get this figure, you could get them at Target. I'm not so sure about Walmart, but you could get this figure at Target for $84.99, or like $85, and plus tax, that would be like probably $90 something. So you'll be spending nearly $100 on this figure. So I recommend, if you buy it, be really careful with it, and these are really kind of hard to find where I live. So if it is easy to find where you live, great, and try to get it. And if it's hard, good luck with that. But anyways, continuing the size comparison, we can get Rodimus Prime out of his trailer mode and compare him with Hot Rod. In terms of length, we can obviously see Rodimus is bigger, but we can see that how Hot Rod has aged from his youngness to his mature state, and we can see how they have how the Studio Series and the War for Cybertron are similar in terms of design, but we can see that they are completely different molds, and we can see the whole difference between Rodimus and Hot Rod. And now, just to compare Rodimus with Optimus Prime, once again, I'll just bring in Optimus Prime. We can see Rodimus is really quite big, such a big sports car, and this is like mostly I believe a Peterbilt. I'm not so sure, but this is actually supposed to be a really big trailer truck, and well, imagine a sports car this big. This is really big. So I think that I think it's G1 accurate to how he appeared next to Optimus, Ultra Magnus, and others. Although we don't see Optimus and Hot Rod that much together, but I think that this looks really cool. So now let's move on to the size comparison of Rodimus Prime. So here we have Rodimus Prime, and now it's time for the transformation process. So the first thing you're going to have to do, first let's take a detail at Rodimus. We can see the Autobot logo, flame detailing, a lot of sculpt work right here. Multiple 5mm ports, I believe. Right here we can see everything is compact inside, and we could even see Rodimus Prime's face right here. If you look closely, we can see his face right there, which we'll see later on in this review. But this actually looks really cool. And to incorporate some of the accessories on him, simply get his regular blaster, and you could simply just peg it into these two ports right here, and just have it look like it's gonna fire, or that it is firing. So I think that is really cool. With this blaster and the blast effects with it, and also the dark smokestacks here. I'll just bring in one. You could have one attached right here on Rodimus Prime, like so. Hold on, let me just. So you could just have one like attached, and I think that really looks really cool. So just let me just go on the other side. I haven't even tried this, so bear with me. So, it attached. So we can see how good it looks, like how Rodimus Prime is just zooming past like that. So I think that looks really cool. And now for the transformation process of Rodimus Prime. What you're simply going to have to do is simply just make sure these two pieces right here, this piece right here, and that piece right there, do tab in right here. And one thing to say is that I feel like this whole figure is masterpiece quality. I know I say that about many other Transformers, but nope, this one is, I say this is a masterpiece. I know I said it about Hot Rod, but this is an absolute masterpiece quality figure. Alright, after that you're going to have to deattach the arms, like so. After that you're going to have to make sure this whole region comes down like this. Rotate Rodimus Prime's head, and we could already see his marvelous face right there. After that you're going to have to make sure these two pieces do attach like so. Just leave this out like that. After that you're going to have to rotate this entire region like so. After that you're going to have to rotate this entire region, there is a mushroom peg right there where his arms are going to rotate right here like that. And then after that, just simply just make sure Rodimus's chest does go back right there. And unlike the Studio Series Hot Rod that had a fake hood and a fake chest, like the hood was not the chest that showed up. Well, this one, the chest right here is the hood. So I really do like what Hasbro did and how they improved in Hot Rod. And this is like a technically kind of like an evolution of how Hot Rod has been throughout the years. So now after that, this is the most challenging step for me, is getting these tabs right there. Although this time it wasn't that hard, so just simply line it up like that. Just make sure it snaps into place like so. Just gonna have to simply, like I said, it is kind of hard, so bear with me. So then after that has been connected, whoops, you're just gonna have to make sure that is connected. Make sure this whole region is connected like so. And it is actually quite a little bit hard to do, so you're gonna try to get this black tab into that slot right there. So simply what you're gonna have to do is just, I say, hold the whole piece down like this and just try to, there, now it's in. So now after that, you're gonna have to click down Hot Rod's chest right here. After that, you're gonna have to make sure this whole region right here does in fact separate from the hand right here. Rotate this whole smokestack right here. After that, you're gonna have to make sure it rotates like so. Make sure it's folded out like that. Do the same process on the other side right here. You're just gonna have to rotate this whole region right here like so. After that, just simply click that in, and then there we have Hot Rod's hands complete. And now the hands, I'll go more in depth detail about them later, but they are masterpiece quality. Now let's move on to the feet. So now what you're gonna have to simply do is deattach the feet from each other like so. Just gonna have to simply just deattach them like so. It is actually rather difficult to do, so I recommend taking your time with this part like that. You're gonna have to unfold the legs like so. And after that, you're gonna have to make sure this whole region unfolds like this, and these tires do in fact have to go inside like that. And then you're gonna have to just simply apply pressure, rotate them in a specific way, and then simply just lock them into place inside there. Then you're gonna have to simply just make sure this clicks over there. Do the same process to this side, put the wheel inside, and after that you're gonna have to shove this inside right there. After that, just give it a nudge, and right there. After that, you're gonna have to make sure the feet do unfold like so. Make sure they unfold like that. And then there we have his legs now complete, and that Hot Rod's transformation is almost complete. Now this back piece is gonna connect right here like so. After that, this whole region is gonna, whoops, you didn't see how that connected, so I'm just gonna redo that right now. So as you saw, this whole back region right here, I disconnected it again. You're gonna have to connect it like so. Simply just make sure it lines up appropriately. Click it into place, and then rotate his whole back right here. And then simply just make sure it lines up like that, clicks into place. And here we have Rodimus Prime fully transformed into his awesome looking robot mode. And honestly, this is like I said, this is a masterpiece quality figure. I do love how he looks. Like the detailing, the sculpting on this figure does look cool. So now let's do a comparison and look at some of the details Rodimus Prime has that makes him more better than any other Transformer in my collection. And here for a size comparison between Rodimus Prime and other G1 Autobots such as Optimus, Ultra Magnus, Wheeljack, Huffer, and Hot Rod, we can see Rodimus is a bit on the short side. He is about the same size as the Transformers Kingdom Galvatron, which I don't have at the moment just yet, but he is on the short side because he is in fact Hot Rod, but in fact older and much better and everything, so that is why he is not that big. On the other hand, other Commander classes such as the Siege Jetfire were like bigger and so were Skylinks, which those were huge figures. And for a kind of commander class, but mostly a leader class, I'll bring in the live action Revenge of the Fallen Transformers movie. What's his name? Jetfire right here, and we can see that Harrod is Rodimus is on the bit of the short side when it comes to that, but other than that, I think that Harrod does look really cool with other G1 figures, especially his counterpart, Harrod and Rodimus Prime. I think that this looks really cool, as well as Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus. I think that these three do look, in fact, really cool. So I'll just move these to the center of the camera for now. We can see that they do, in fact, look really, really cool. So I will be displaying Hot Rod with these three on my shelf, here and there, or I found a different display for him somehow. But I really do like how Hot Rod does look like. And for a size comparison, for like a comparison wise between Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime, if you saw my Hot Rod video, the parts end up nearly in the exact same places. Everything is just upgraded on this figure like 100 times more. So yeah, and one thing before I go into the articulation segment, I do want to show you the collector's card that did come with him. That being the Autobot Arc, which actually, if you peel it, reveals one of the key events, which the Arc lands on Earth, which is kind of true, kind of not, where the Arc actually does crash land on Earth, but right here we can see that it just lands on Earth and like perfectly calm and everything. So that is kind of true, kind of not. I'll show you the true card in another review. So now the articulation for Rodimus Prime. Oh, and there's one step that I did forget, is that the wheels are going to tab into the slots right here, like so, and then they are stuck. So now for the transformation of Rodimus Prime, articulation. Right here we can see we have a swivel joint for the bicep, a hinge joint on the shoulder, swivel on the bicep, the arm hinge on the elbow. Right here we have a full 360 spin on the wrist, and the fingers are all individually articulated except the thumb. The index finger is articulated very well, and you could even have him in that classic G1 moment when I believe he was going to fight Galvatron or something. I don't know, I'm not so sure, but he says, "This is the end of you, Galvatron," or something like that. But I think that looks really cool what they incorporated. The other fingers are all molded into one, so like they all rotate together. They won't rotate individually. So that's just a slight bummer, but on the other hand, I think it's really cool. You can lift the skirt pieces up here, which can in fact make this figure do the splits or whatever, which actually makes this figure have more articulation than before. And now for one of the cool gimmicks, let's continue on the articulation. You can do the splits, hinge back that far as well, hinge this far and that front, can bend on the knee past 90 degrees, ankle rocker joint right here. I really do like that. The same process is going to be on the other side, so like you already know. And now for one of the gimmicks that Rodimus Prime does have is that if you do disconnect his chest piece right here, like so, you're gonna reveal the matrix of leadership. And now honestly, I think that this looks really cool when Rodimus defeats Galvatron and Unicron in the 1986 Transformers movie, and he puts the matrix, I believe, in his chest. Although I'm not so sure if he did actually put it in his chest. I didn't see all that well, but I do know that it is now in his chest. And then I think that looks really cool. How Rodimus Prime, all the gimmicks that he has and everything just make this figure look outstanding. And now displaying Hot Rod on his trailer, I think that this looks really cool with this little tank area right there. Looks like he's gonna fire on any incoming Decepticons such as Scourge or Cyclonus, that they'll just be fired out of the sky like that. I think that looks really well. I'm not so sure if he actually did use that in the G1 cartoon, but if he did, please tell me in the comment section down below. Now, also for just for special effects, we could have like the core class Starscream right here, and it looks like if Starscream was a regular size and he's at the background gonna shoot at Rodimus Prime. So I think that looks really cool. So now to incorporate some of the weapons and accessories, we already saw the blast effects. Now to incorporate them on Hot Rod. So we'll just move this to the side for now. Just straighten out Hot Rod like so. To incorporate his blaster, you could simply just get it out like so. Have this peg inside, peg this in the hand, and you could also have the other peg on the other hand like so, like if he was holding it with both of his hands, and that looks really cool. So I'll be displaying him like this sometimes in the shelf, or like so. It looks like he's ready to take down the Decepticons. Or the way I like to put it is just have it on just on one of the arms right here. And like the product image shows, he is holding the sword of Primus. You can incorporate this sword on the back of Hot Rod's on the back of his what's it called? On his back. So you could just simply get this little peg right here. Simply just put it down like so. Although I kind of like that the whole idea of a peg, but at the same time I do not. So yeah, my opinion about the sword going on the back, I'm kind of like about it. So honestly, I think that this really looks cool, and if you could have him reaching toward the back, ready to on firing on any other Decepticons that are coming his way, such as Galvatron or any others. You could have him take out the sword of Primus out of his back and just simply just have it ready like that. So I think that looks pretty cool. You can incorporate the sword of Primus on Hot Rod right here. Just clench his fist like that, and then there. This looks really cool. You could do the same thing to the Earthrise / Kingdom Optimus Prime, but I'm gonna keep it on Rodimus Prime. And also one other thing, one of the other gimmicks that Rodimus Prime does have, I believe we covered all of them. I'm pretty sure, but I think that this looks really cool. Rodimus Prime. This like I said, this figure will cost like nearly $100 because of the tax and everything. I recommend getting him at Target for the regular price. Do not get him on Amazon for a more expensive price, because Amazon is just going to rip you off. Well, like the seller mostly, but yeah, I recommend trying to get it at Target so that you could get them at the best price as possible. And honestly, this figure does scale really good with the other Transformers figures, such as the Autobot Arc, which I will not bring in this review because he's way too big. So right now I'm going to give you my final thoughts of Rodimus Prime. So some final thoughts for Rodimus Prime. Honestly, this is a 10 out of 10 must-have figure. This is one of the best figures in my collection that I have, and I believe is the best figure in my collection. I won't say is the best figure in my collection. I absolutely love the character of Rodimus Prime and his new action figure from the Kingdom toy line, and I really hope if Studio Series releases this figure, they'll make this figure even more perfect. So I really hope that happens. And with the trailer with it, and other Autobots scaling perfectly well with Rodimus Prime, the only thing I can say is that you have to get this figure. If you don't want to spend so much money, you could try to find them at a more decent price, but the MSRP price is going to be about, I believe, is going to be about probably $85, depending on where you live or anything. So yeah, I think that is a perfectly cool figure. I do recommend him. The articulation is really good. The paint applications on this figure are really good. He scales well with the other G1 figures, as well as some other live action figures, such as the Transformers Studio Series Jetfire. So I think that this scales really well with other Transformers, and especially scaling well with Optimus Prime. Both of them are primes, and both look really awesome. So I recommend this figure, and it is an absolute figure. If you did get the Studio Series Hot Rod, well, get Rodimus Prime. You are going to have a blast with this figure. There are infinite possibilities to play with this figure. So that wraps up my video of Rodimus Prime. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave a nice comment, and until my next video, I will see you then. The next video will be probably a high chance it'll be a War for Cybertron video, and it could also probably be a Studio Series video. So I thank you for watching this video, and until next time, I will see you then. Thanks for watching.